thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, Tomomi's Corrective Exercise TV. I have Larry here, who is my fiance. I'm gonna interview him. It seems like American football is getting popular in Japan. Even they have like American football stations now. I haven't seen it, but
wow.
One of the famous comedians hosting the program, and they're showing what's going on.
Well, you know what that means, right?
Huh?
That means the next time we go to Japan, we're gonna have to check out that station.
That's true.
And be like, hey, show us what you got. Here comes an American football player.
I know, that's true. But so you played in the professional American football league, which is arena football. Like, what kind of story can you share with Japanese people?
You want naughty or nice?
Maybe
I'm
not
just
naughty.
joking. Well, once again, one of the things playing in a professional level is we went to Paris, France to give them exposure to American arena football. So I don't think, I mean, yeah, I might have in the off season, but I don't know if I would have went to France that early in my life. I think I was 22, 23.
Oh, yeah.
Both times I went, I was 24 the next time.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know if I went over there. I don't know if I'd had the interest to do that, but going over there broadened my horizon to parts of Europe. And I'm like, wow, this is like a dirty New York. Oh, I like it here. They like New York. Okay. So these are different things that, you know, not too far from Amsterdam. I remember, you know, guys, hey, we're gonna take a nap, and I took a nap and I didn't wake up and they all went to Amsterdam. I'm like, you son of a guns, you know, y'all didn't wake me up because they went to a party over there. We were invited. So, you know, these are things. I even remember meeting a DJ over there. And I don't know how we got on the topic, but I told him my brother was a DJ of Onyx. He's like, Onyx, slam that. And I was just like, wow, you guys know that over here? He was like, oh yeah. And you know, so, you know, the universal language of love, or just the universal language, is music.
Right.
No matter how you twist it, because this guy really barely spoke English, but he knew the slam songs. Let the boys be boys, slam, you know? Yeah, so just letting that guy know that night after the game, we got into every club for free.
Oh.
I mean, I'm sure it was professional football players too, but he was really captivated that, you know, that I knew someone that was in that group, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, obviously it was football, but he was a DJ.
Right.
You know, we were football stars over there or whatever, but,
right.
you know, it's kind of cool that, you know, they knew that. I didn't know
Right.
that they knew that. So another one is just being able to travel from state to state for free. I mean, they pay for everything. They pay for your housing. They pay for,
Right.
you know, they pay you a salary. And, you know, here I am going from, you know, Arizona to Houston, or, you know, to New York to play against New York, to play in California, you know, to play in Iowa, to play in all over the country,
Right.
all of Texas, you know.
You get to see the world.
Yeah, you get to see, you know, I mean, I've been, you know, up and down the United States, East Coast, north to south, but never was I really in the West Coast or Southwest. So I'll tell you a story, like when I first got drafted, and they flew me out from college, you know, from Maine to here, to Arizona. And I remember the only thing that I associated palm trees with was Hawaii, because we played the University of Hawaii, and that's the first time I really saw palm trees, you know. So I'm like, oh, I didn't get off the plane. I missed my flight. And I'm like, and luckily our equipment guy was like, Larry Jones? I'm like, oh, yeah, because I mean, that's the only thing I associated with palm trees was with Hawaii, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought I really missed my flight, and then, you know, it was interesting. And I was like, oh, wow, they have palm trees out in Arizona. And then I remember how hot it was, because I think it was April.
Oh.
So I came out in April, and that year, 94, it's like one of the hottest times. It was like 90 something degrees. And we were running gases. I remember Danny White, the head coach of us, he was just like, Jones, are you okay? And he knew I was struggling, because coming from the cold bed, and then then I flew back to my graduation commencement, which was in May, and it had the nerve to snow flurry that day, graduation day.
Wow.
May, yeah. So I came out here in April, and I flew back in May, and it was so different in the temperature, 95, 94 to like 50, 40.
Yeah.
Just flying across the country, you know, over 2,000 miles, you know,
That's cool.
2,500 miles or whatever, but it was pretty interesting. So, but yeah, so those are some of the things that, you know, football has done for me, you know, broaden my horizons. Like people say when they travel with like in the armed services, you know, thank you for your service. But for sports have allowed me to travel the world, you know, and see things, you know, and get paid for it as well. Love what I do. And, you know, and as sports athletes, we're considered entertainers. So we're entertaining people.
Right. So do you think men have a body image issue also?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Men have body image issues. We all do. Even I do. Like I might not have it to a certain degree to one as another person, but we all have it. And it's social norms that make it.
True.
You know, it's social norms. I mean, if you look at the cover of a magazine, everyone wants to look like that person on the magazine.
Fitness equal six pack. So people have the idea.
Why?
Too.
Right, exactly. Why do you want to look like that?
Yeah.
You know, what is the purpose? Like, what did you even have the slightest idea what that person did to even look like that? And is that even a real picture of that person? Is it Photoshop? Is it this?
Right.
Did they airbrush it? Did they, you know, did they put some, you know, makeup on it to make it look a certain way?
Right.
Cut the shading.
The lighting.
Yeah. So many.
You have to.
Yeah. So many different things that, you know.
Yeah.
That take into effect why, you know, a certain person is molded the way they are. And how they started to think that way.
Right.
You know, what,
That's true.
You know, it doesn't matter really necessarily the country, the hemisphere. What matters is, you know, how a person perceives something. Like you might see something and take it this way, and I see that same thing and I take it a different way.
Right.
Remember when we went to Japan, I think it was the first time, I had a little Captain America shirt on.
Oh yeah.
And the guy was like, yeah. You know, he didn't speak English and I didn't speak Japanese. So I'm thinking he's like, you know, Captain America. I was like, oh, he likes Captain America. Yeah, all right, yeah, Captain America's cool. And he walks over to me, what does he do? He touches my chest.
Yeah, he was like...
well, not like that, but he was just like, you know, He's just like, wow, you know, he was impressed. For him to come up and do that to me, that's telling me that, you know, he might not have a self-image issue, but wow, this is stuff that I literally see on TV. Now it's here in person, you know. So I didn't take it the wrong way. You know, I took it as, wow, that's a compliment. You know? So,
he was admiring
exactly.
you. He was like, wow.
Right. Now, when I go back to the word perception, it could be perceived by him one or two ways. Perception of, wow, I need to get looking like that by all means necessary. Or, hey, I'm glad, you know, he looks good like that, but for me, I can never be like that because I'm built this way. He's a smaller gentleman, you know? So I can be the best me that I can be and not have to look like that and do the wrong stuff and say, you know, this is what I need to look like. No, be the best you that you can be.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome, Tomomi.
So the last question is, I think many men and women are trying to work out in Japan now. What do you recommend as a personal trainer to somebody who are trying to get stronger or build muscle?
Wait till I get there and I'll help you out.
I like that.
So what was the question again? No, what I recommend is do your research on what it is your goals are, because everyone's goal is different. Like I just mentioned 10 seconds ago, the guy that saw me, he might have been infatuated with me, but he might say, you know, this guy's a lot bigger than me. I can never be that big naturally. So he might want to be more of a tone guy or just be what makes him feel better. Like his goals might just be to be able to hike you know, whatever your goals are, make sure you understand your research. And, you know, you can reach out to Tomomi or myself. You know, we do have apps that reach across the world because of where I did realize that, you know, online training was going to be where it's going to be in about what, 3 or 4 years ago. But, you know, on the serious side of it, you know, do your research because not everyone's goals are different. Like I'm lifting for a different reason than someone that might be 60. You know, someone that's 60 might be just lifting or exercising, not just lifting, but exercising just for a better quality of life. Meaning like I want to step off the curb and not blow my knee out, or I want to be able to get into the bathtub without slipping and sliding because I'm doing balancing exercises to help me stabilize. So just a quality of life. A person might want to lift to be, you know, bigger, stronger, faster. You know, you might have a 13-year-old, 14-year-old. Now that person is wanting to get into sports and they're lifting for a purpose to become, you know, for one, injury free first, and then being able to enhance their performance. So, and then you might have someone who's trying to maintain what they are doing. They might be happy where they are, they just want to maintain it. And you might have someone who's trying to lose weight, because here in America, you know, over what, 60% of people are obese. So it's unfortunate, but that population, everything is geared toward weight loss. Like when you hear no carbs, you know, you have so many different things that factor into fitness myths and fitness truths. So you have to understand what it is that you want and your goals are.
Don't trust everything that they read, right?
Correct.
Just do more research.
Correct.
Yeah.
Research and find something that you feel or that you know is solidified as a good resource, facts, and then just stick with that. You know, don't get on the next bandwagon. Oh, this is the great dish. You know, this is keto diet. You know, beach fast, whatever. South Beach diet. You know, you have all of these different things. I'm not saying that it's bad for someone. I'm not saying it's good for someone. I'm just saying do what works for you and stick with it. You don't have to keep changing. Stick with it.
So what we believe is the same. So this is the reason why we can have a business together, huh?
Correct. Yes, we are very much ideologically the same. Like our ideas, our thought process, our beliefs are very spot on. So it's very rare.
Yeah. If we had a different, that would have been harder to operate the business.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being here today.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.